Hey everybody, this is Joseph Hasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the On the Mat Wrestling Show, WWE Backlash Pay-Per-View and Preview. And you love her, you wanted her back. Xenia from Xenia did that. Xenia does everything. Xenia's here. First of all, you're in Tampa. Let me ask you. There's Tampa, and then down the road there's AEW. What's it called? Fairway to Hell or
Fairway to
whatever.
Hell.
Yes. So on the same day, the same time, and all that, you're here doing Backlash pay-per-view, but maybe I should change it and say Fairway to Hell because you have told me off air you're going to AEW. Do you like AEW better than WWE?
I mean, if
Oh, I got
you
it.
if you talk to me for
WWE
a
told you to
second
take a
ever,
pay cut.
anyone who's ever had a minute-long conversation with me probably knows that I love AEW. So it is not a hard choice for me. I'm going to AEW. And the thing is, like we were saying off air too, it's such a weird venue. It's like an indoor golf course venue, and I am a sucker for a wrestling show in an unusual space. So I'm so very excited for it. I'm gonna wear a themed outfit. I'm gonna golf it up, and it's gonna be fun.
All right, we'll touch that at the end of this show. But Backlash, you see the two cousins in the main event. But let's get 6 p.m. It starts, and the first hour is on ESPN2 in the States. Here in Canada, it's on Netflix. And let's start off. They announced the two matches that are going to show on ESPN. Let's start off with Whoop That Trick. That guy is over like crazy. All right, Trick Williams against. Oh, he should shave his beard. Like I shaved my goatee. His hair is long and all that. Sami Zayn. What is this? How many times we're going to see this match? How many times is he going to give a huluva kick and then miss, and then Trick Williams is going to roll him up or whatever? I suggest Trick Williams is going to win, but do you think Sami Zayn could surprise?
I think Trick Williams is going to win too because, like you said, he's over as absolute hell. People love him. And, like, obviously, if we were to look at any other promotion, probably, where people repeatedly wrestle each other and one person repeatedly loses, but they continue, you would think that at some point there would be an upset victory for that person, but it's WWE. So, yeah, I think Trick Williams is taking it home.
All right, so then I can't believe this is going to be on ESPN2, but what a match. Seth freaking Rollins against Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker, whatever you want to call him. That guy is, they got to make him destroy Seth Rollins if they want to make him a monster. But Seth Rollins is being destroyed on Raw, and he comes back, and it's Premier Live Event. Don't forget, not pay-per-view, Premier Live Event. I'll ask you the difference between pay-per-view, Premier Live Event. But anyways, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, 6 p.m. slot. Who you got in this one?
Oh man, I don't know. Like you said, with Braun Breaker, I feel like he's one of the few like good examples of an NXT call-up in recent history, and he's just everything that WWE wants and needs, and they have a future star in the making. Because we were just talking off air about how the age of the roster is getting higher and higher, and all champions are like around 30 over or under, and they do have this young talent in their hands who could be that. But I've also, I've watched him like in promos, and he had a live promo with CM Punk, I think, when Raw was live in Orlando and I was there. And he does still look like a little like nervous. Like you can see that he's like, oh my God, this is big, So I don't know if he's yet ready to be like the top star. So I understand
because Paul Heyman's behind him. That's
yeah,
perfectly
that's definitely
Paul
a great
Heyman guy.
system. Yeah, for sure. But like I said, I wouldn't be like super surprised by Rollins winning, and I don't think that would be a horrible thing to do. But I would rather Braun Breaker win this.
All right, then supposedly for the Premier Live Event portion, a good match. This match I was looking forward to all the time. Io Sky versus Asuka. Now they had another Kabuki Warrior was released, but they're saying that she's going to come back to finish the story and all that. But we'll talk about releases in a few seconds. But Io Sky's got to go over here. All this people, I've never seen a lady, be more over for doing this. Okay, so it's crazy. But what do you say in this one?
I'm a big Asuka fan. So if you
Oh,
were to ask me who I want to win, it would be Asuka. But who I think would win, yeah, I think Io is winning. And like I said, even though I personally like Asuka, it's good to see WWE push kind of like younger talent who are fresher on the roster. And if people are behind that, that would be the right call to have her win for sure.
all right. So I have to ask you this. The next is The Miz and Kit Wilson versus
That's a
Danhausen.
nice.
And listen to me, okay? You don't want me to curse you, all right? I want to know if the rumors are true. Are the rumors true? Are you not? Are you not Danhausen's mystery partner?
Unfortunately, it's exclusive information, but I do have to break it to you. I am not Danhausen's partner on
So
Saturday.
who is Danhausen's partner? And let's not put a curse on him.
I don't know, dude. At this point, Jelly Roll. I don't know.
No, W. I can't stand to see him another pay-per-view. Put it that way.
Now listen, if it's Post Malone, I will forgive WWE for all their sins, and I'll become a #1 fan again, and I'll watch every show. You have my
I think
promise.
it's going to be. I think it's going to be a wrestler,
Yeah.
and who's not on this card, and it's not Cody Rhodes or whatever, but that could be something. But
I do want to say though that I unexpectedly absolutely love the Kit Wilson and Miz combination, the chemistry. Like and again, I've been pretty critical of WWE in the recent years, but I feel like if there's one thing right now that they're doing so right is everything that's happening with and around Denhausen. I think they just got it. Like there's someone in the writers' room who gets it, and it's just so cool and fun and like correct and like so well inserted into the flow of the shows. And The Miz, I'm a huge fan of The Miz, and his function recently, in recent years, has been to make people who need a boost look like $1 million. And Danhausen being newer in the company, not saying he needs a boost, because obviously people love him already, he's over already, but The Miz is going to be the perfect pillow, the perfect surrounding to lift up Danhausen even more. So like, if literally this might be the match I'm the most excited about on this show.
So first of all, I agree everything you said about The Miz, but you can't forget my Canadian. She also likes me. All right, Maurice. All right. What if Maurice is the surprise tag team partner? That is purely comical. Everything. Forget about R-Truth. Forget about Cena. The guy I heard, and this is the honest truth, I'm changing my. It should be Maurice, but the guy I heard would be CM Punk. I think CM Punk would be great. I think Maurice would be better. And you know what? Obafemi's not on this card. Obafemi comes out and destroys all of them. He curses all of them. Okay, so that's purely a comic match. Probably they only have 5 matches here. They're gonna extend it probably for 12 minutes or whatever. And Danhausen and whoever else would win that one. Now we have a major announcement by John Cena. All right, and
is he pregnant?
No. He's not. I don't know. I'll call up Vancouver and ask his wife. But what do you think the major announcement is? Because I have rumors. I have heard rumors. I didn't hear he's pregnant. Okay, that's number one. I didn't hear, but I have heard. It's WrestleMania time where they announced 43 in Saudi Arabia. Some people are saying it's still going to be in Saudi Arabia. Some people say it's going to turn to be, maybe Saudi Arabia March 27th, and then another place April 10th, 11th. I could see that happening, and I could see the major earth-shattering is John Cena announcing there'll be 3 WrestleManias this next year, one in Saudi Arabia one day, and then in Tampa 2 days, August 10th and 11th. And Tampa just had WrestleMania a couple years ago. One was, because of COVID. One was because of rain. Remember Samoa Joe in the poncho and everything like that.
First time in history that WrestleMania had the weather delay.
Yeah. So, and that maybe they're gonna do it in some sort of. How good is it when they put it in the Sun Dome or Tropicana Field or whatever? I don't know. That's the stuff
That
that I'm
would be
hearing.
great. I would love that. I would
And you
love a WrestleMania that I can like go home from. That would be amazing. Um,
that's great.
but
Let's
also,
not hope in Vegas. No more Vegas. All right, no more
I
Vegas.
love Vegas though. Like I'm really
But,
not mad
but
if I'm doing the
because
Vegas over and
because the
over.
Fired Up Network is paying you way over what that you're because who can afford to go to Vegas? A chair is like $800. A hot dog is like 150. A beer is like
No.
$200. Come on.
That's not true. Like you can find like really like good cheap places to eat in Vegas too. I'm a certified Vegas enjoyer and I don't even gamble. Like I've been to Vegas many times and I haven't gambled once. But I'm a big
Wow.
foodie as you know. So the food scene in Vegas is amazing and I just love this atmosphere of like a party. But I can see how they definitely need a break from Vegas because people are a little tired of it. But with the announcement that could be awesome. I would love that. But when I was thinking about it, my mind went a bit of a different way because, like you said, WrestleMania is supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. And are Saudi shows famous for that people who pay for them are like, hey, we want this person. WWE is like, they're retired and half dead. And they're like, we don't care. So I thought that maybe it would be another match for Cena. But I don't know if they are simply just using him for big announcements, that would be very much in line with his with his character and with his role in the company, Because if he can announce that Bin Laden got killed, then he can announce WrestleMania.
Or maybe he will now be the host of every Premier Live event. He was at WrestleMania. He's at this Backlash. If it's in Saudi Arabia, he's going to be a part of WrestleMania. But I think the earth-shattering, because they say it's breaking, earth-shattering news.
Mm.
How about having 3 WrestleManias?
Yeah,
One night in
first
Saudi
time.
Arabia and 2 in Tampa or wherever. All right. Now let's get to the main event of Backlash. You could see him, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, up against Samoa. He looks like Samoa Joe, but Jacob Fatu, the guy who eats the table. All right, so like you got a guy who's the head of the table, guy who's eating the table, and you know what? Roman Reigns last couple of weeks looked weak here. Weak. He fell to the Tongan grip there and everything like that. I could smell new bloodline coming on not from Roman Reigns because we have his bloodline with Uso, Jimmy and Jey Uso, but Jacob has a brother and has another brother who's both of them are very famous independently, and it's about time we hear about Zella Fatu, we hear about everybody else. What about these guys coming? And we have Roman Reigns against his brother and another, and then Solo Sikoa needs another brother, and like maybe the Naomi brings out the sister or the baby, and like, what do you think in this one here?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it definitely sounds like it's possible, and like we were saying off air, also there's enough people in the Fatu family to make like 5 more bloodlines, and I'm sure people will love it and people will still support it and be behind it. Maybe I think so because I don't watch WWE super consistently, and maybe I kind of missed the part where they kind of built Jacob to be that main champion of the world face of the company. But to me, it feels like he's like not ready, which is weird to say because he's older, right? Like he's not even very young like that, but he's pretty freshly off the indies, and it just feels to me personally, and this is no hate to him as a person, that like his presentation doesn't quite translate to like the stature that like the world champion should have. But I do also understand that there might be other factors with people taking breaks and with people taking leaves and with people with Roman, hasn't been a workhorse champion, so he definitely might want to break and lose the title and then come back later. So in my mind, like unless there is a specific reason why, I don't think Jacob should have the title now. But if there's a reason, and I, like you said earlier also, I can see Roman being like, okay, it stays in the family and my cousin gets it. I can see that happening, but I don't know. I can't fully believe yet Jacob Fatu becoming the main champion of the company.
All right, that's WWE Backlash Saturday, 6 p.m. from Tampa. Before we conclude here, I'm going to ask you one question about AEW and one yesterday passing of Ted Turner. I'm a little bit older than you, but first we'll get to Ted Turner and then AEW. What did Ted Turner mean for you? Because for me, in Canada, we never had TNT till now, the TNT or TBS we did have, but Monday Nitro, I had to go every Monday to a bar to watch Monday Nitro and everything like that. And greatest, when WrestleMania 3 was on, the Clash of Champions was on, and the Steamboat and Savage were there, but then Ric Flair had a match, and let's face it, WCW or NWA was better wrestling than the comedy of WWE at the time. So Ted Turner spent money, wanted it to succeed, and he wanted to destroy Vince McMahon, and he did it for like 200 weeks. All right, so because the wrestling battles, Monday Night Wars, if it wasn't for Ted Turner, there would be no AEW. So we went from a billionaire Ted Turner to a billionaire Tony Khan to hopefully a billionaire in Joseph Pasek. Tony, come on. All right. And what are your thoughts on Ted Turner?
Like you said, an extremely significant figure to the history of wrestling. And he was one of the first people to bring wrestling to TV and have people have access to it. And WCW was the first real challenger company to WWE that stepped up to WWE. And like you said, for 200 weeks, they were very much succeeding at challenging WWE. And it was the first time that also the wrestlers had that alternative, because we also have to think in terms of that time, because now, yes, we're also happy that there's AW and, TNA, MLW, that there's alternatives for people who get either released from WWE or not happy with WWE, who pay comparable amounts. But back in the day, it was not just about the pay, it was about the exposure, because nowadays you have social media, and that's what I do. And you don't have to be signed to a giant company to make money and to be visible and for people to remember you and to have fans and to sell merch and all of that. But back in the day, there were no smartphones, and there was no Instagram. So whether people are going to see you and care about you, or you're going to fade into oblivion, very much depended on the promoter, who's going to either put you on TV or not. So for people to have that alternative, if they're not in WWE, if they don't come to an agreement, or if they get released, or if they don't get signed, right? It was huge. It was ginormous. And for people now to have so much regard and reverence for Ted Turner's persona and people who knew him in real life. And I've seen only this positive outpour of, oh my God, he changed so many lives in a good way, And a lot of, billionaires can't say that. We know that for a lot of people, and in wrestling too, when they pass, there wouldn't be such a unanimously positive reaction to their legacy and their footprint that they left in the industry, right? So this definitely tells you something. And, it's always sad to lose people who are so significant to our industry, but ultimately he achieved the dream of anybody who comes in this industry of leaving it so much better than you found it.
All right, we're joined now by Ange, or now she's gone.
Hi, Andy.
Maybe she's back. All right, by Ange here. Now you're come on when we're almost finished Backlash. All right, so I'm not going to go because we have Xenia here and she has to do. Go ahead.
Even if I get 5 minutes with Xenia, it's all worth it. That's the only reason I came on, was really to just say hi, girl.
That's so sweet.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Well, Angie, who's your boss?
Who signs your checks?
Me. I'm my own boss.
I ask Xenia. I go. Well, we started this supposed to start at 12:30. We're waiting. I could have done this show at 11 o'clock, but what did I say? I'm waiting for Angie. Did I not say that? So I'm your boss, but I'm waiting for you. Will you show up now? Do you want to give an opinion?
take my part of the blame that initially we agreed for a different time and I wanted to move it earlier, so it's on me.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. You guys
You're a
continue
main event
on.
star. You're a main event star. You're not a curtain jerker like somebody in red there. But
No,
I'm going to ask
don't
you.
say that.
No,
No,
I'm
don't say
not saying
about
anything. I'm not saying
RNG.
anything.
She's a
I'm not
star.
saying anything. And she's our star for fam, and she does sports and all that. But here, Ange, I'm going to ask you this, and then last question will go to Angie or to Xenia about AEW. I know you wanted to talk about Backlash. So do you want to talk about the main event of Backlash, Roman Reigns and his cousin, or do you think there's going to be or do you want to talk? Is it true? Because Xenia broke exclusive news that she's not the mystery tag team partner for Danhausen. Are you the mystery tag team partner for Danhausen? God help me.
I wish I was as fit as a wrestler. That's my new workout plan now, is to be as fit and functional as a wrestler is. So, let's see how that goes. I can see if there is such a thing as like a wrestling workout or something, but I'm totally all here for it. Did you guys talk about this John Cena thing? I know how much Xenia loves him.
Yeah, his biggest fan.
Okay, so here I'm going to ask you. We did talk about it, but what is this major announcement in your eyes? Because I broke news. I'm not going to tell her. Don't tell her, Xenia. Don't tell her. Make her watch Netflix. All right. What do you think the breaking news for John Cena is?
I honestly don't know. I mean, the guy just retired. I feel like give it some time. Like, we don't need any more breaking news from John Cena right now, right? Like, he just retired. That was like the whole big thing, and the way the last match went down. I mean, everyone has their own opinions on that, but I don't really care what the new breaking news is. Seriously, like,
That's my people. That's I feel that.
Off there, I'm going to tell you what the major breaking news is. He's going to be a benefactor for Fired Up Network and Fam.
Okay, all right. Let's see it.
All right, so I'm getting back to Xenia here. We talked about Backlash now. By the way, Ange, on May the 9th, the Backlash Premier Live event is in Tampa. AEW, the main rivals of WWE, has what's it called, Xenia, again?
Fairway to Hell, Special Collision.
Special Collision, Fairway to Hell, and like 20 minutes away from Tampa. All right. And Xenia has chosen not to go to WWE, to go to AEW. So we have a hole here. So, Ange, do you want to go to WWE on Saturday?
I mean, I'm down to always go to a wrestling match.
All right. So I'm booking you. I'm not paying. I'm booking you a plane ticket, a hotel, buy your own
private jet.
Yeah, private jet. $6,200. All right, the $6,200. But Xenia, let's go to here. AEW. We had great Collision and Dynamite this week. We have some matches. Now I'm gonna ask you: Roman Reigns, WWE champion, almost for like 6 years. Okay, he had it a couple months, almost for now. This Darby Allin, who's smaller than Ange at probably 120 pounds. All right, he is smaller. She's laughing, but he is smaller. Okay, now is he going to be the champion for like 6 minutes?
I don't know, because on the one hand, with Darby, like, I'm not personally a giant fan of his, but he's one of the AEW, like what we call homegrown talent, which doesn't mean he didn't wrestle before. It just means that he came to his fame with AEW, right? Because people love to like nitpick at this term. But ever since like the beginning of his run in the company, it was clear that he will be world champion. And if anything, like we were saying earlier, like I don't feel like Jacob Fatu is in a place yet where he can carry the title of being the world champion. I think Darby, they spent years preparing him for this. And I think he does very much come across as the champion. But like we were saying earlier, I really don't see MJF shaving his head, not for $1 billion. So I guess, stuff is happening. But I think Darby is, without answering your question directly, I'm like dancing around it. But without answering directly, I think Darby is a good champion. And I think he's doing what it takes, and I think it was a good decision ultimately by AEW to put the title on him.
So wait a minute, Ange. She talked about Darby Allin, and MJF, for Ange who doesn't know, is my Jewish friend Maxwell.
I
Jacob
know all about
Friedman.
your Jewish friend. You shout him out every time.
Just because we're on the phone and you listening to how he was going with Liv Morgan, but now he's married to the Canadian Ash, or a tooth there, and I set them up. All right, now listen to this. Do you think, Ange, I'm asking you, do you like people with bald head? Does MJF look better bald head, or does he look more Jewish with hair?
I think, honestly, unfortunately, we all lose our hair eventually. So I think if you've
Not
got
MJF,
it,
not my Jewish friend.
But hear that, MJF just got hair plugs.
Do they look horrible though, or they look okay? Let me check.
They look okay, but you can tell that they're fresh. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me see. Yeah, they need some time.
You look like MJF. No, wait a minute, Ange. I told you I'm your boss. You do not make fun of my good Jewish friend Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
We're not making fun. We're just being honest and telling him what maybe his closest friends and family haven't told him. Someone should tell him.
No, we were dancing the aura at his bar mitzvah. All right, come on. Okay, so look. Okay, so take a look at MJF now. Quickly, I'm gonna have Xenia on here in a couple of weeks when they have their really good pay-per-views. All these Double or Nothing pay-per-views are good. MJF, Darby Allin.
Not confirmed yet, but they might be there.
Wait, hold on. You going from Vegas to tennis and the tennis court in New York? You talked about how amazing these arenas are, where you have. Tell Ange, because I know she loves playing mini golf. Everything she does is mini. Right?
So the AEW show this Saturday is at an indoor golf course.
Okay.
And that's probably the most unusual wrestling venue I've ever seen in my life. And we've seen wrestling, at malls, at pools, at beaches, at farms. We're no strangers to unconventional venues, but that I'm still not sure how they're gonna do that. Where's the ring gonna be? We obviously have the floor plan for tickets, but it looks very weird. So and another thing that they're doing that I don't think AEW have done before is they have a floor pen. And that's going to be a standing room floor section, which I don't think AEW show has ever had a standing room section before.
And where's it going to be? I mean, most of the time wrestling fans are standing anyway. Let's be real. No one's actually.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever seen a televised promotion have standing room tickets.
Yeah. And where's it going to be? That's what I'm curious about. Where are they going to put it?
Probably around the ring, probably where ringsides would be. Because before they released those tickets, they only had the not bleachers, but normal seats that are around the golf part, you know. So I would assume that this would be closer to the ring. But then again, I don't know how that's gonna work, because you kind of rely on ringside seating, right, being pretty orderly, because stuff happens, because people
and that's what I was
into barricades and jump at you.
That's
I would imagine
where it's going to be, because you're 100% right.
That if you make people stand, they're not going to stand each in their square, they're going to huddle towards the front. So I don't know. So like I said, I'm extremely excited to see how they even do this. So.
All right, Xenia. So Xenia, tell everybody how to get a hold of you on social media. Again, Xenia did that. Ange wants to know what do you do, because I say she does everything. All right, but then Ange could say, I do everything. I'm on Femme, I'm on She Does Sports, I'm on everything. So you guys fight it out between each other. And by the way, Z, I want to ask you, can we get Ange training for wrestling? I don't want to take no more bumps, right? I have a 40-year career. No more bumps. Ange, she's in her blah, blah, blah. All right, she has agreed to take bumps. She has agreed to take boogers.
Let me see how this wrestling workout goes. I mean, I would not mind to be a female wrestler in my, later days of life.
Put her through hell. Put her through hell. She wants to be a wrestler. I've never seen something like this in my life.
Depending on where you're based, we can definitely find a good wrestling school.
Let's try. I'm down. I know you have all the hookups. So
I can definitely help.
Yeah, holler if you hear Xenia. Xenia, tell her how to get a hold of you.
So I am Zain that on all social media. And if you're a fan of wrestling, you can find all kinds of different content, interviews, show coverage, unboxings, thoughts, think pieces, everything, right? And if you are a professional in wrestling, you can also find a lot of information on how to do social media, how to do digital media for your brand. And if you're interested in taking that next step towards making yourself more visible, because like we were saying, we're not in the 80s and 70s anymore, where the promoter decides whether you get seen or not, reach out to me, DM me or email me or tap the links in my bio, and let's get in touch and let's make you superstar.
And Xenia, thank you for doing this. I know she's battling a little bit of a cold there. She got Angie took all my hauls, so I couldn't even give her some hauls there. So thank you for doing this. Ange, tell everybody what they can expect on FAM. And fans, I'm going to tell you, she has some great shows on She Does Sports. She even talks to a pal of mine and yours about the Montreal Canadiens and Buffalo Sabres series here. And
I'm not talking about that on this segment, but yes.
But
you can find me at She Does Sports. You can find me also at She Does Wellness, and you can find all of us on the Fired Up network. Fired Up is all one word, and we are now exclusively streaming on all Roku devices and smart TVs. So catch it if you can.
All right, so Xenia's going to be at AEW. I'm going to be watching WWE. Together, we're going to have an all wrestling weekend. And Xenia, you're more than welcome to be invited back for Double or Nothing AEW in 2 weeks from New York. If you're in New York, whatever happens in New York stays in New York. And if you're with Andrea, don't give her your credit card. All right. Thanks a lot for watching and enjoy AEW and WWE this week. Thanks a lot, ladies.